When I was a young woman, I was playing piano in a concert. I was playing this piano piece and I knew this backwards and forward and I could play it with my eyes closed. So I sat down and started and I hit a wrong chord. After about the 5th try, I heard my mother's desperate voice calling from the audience to me, "Just go on!" And I did. I went on to become a singer instead. Just to give you a glimpse of my mom, I'm actually wearing a jacket that belonged to her. She always wore pink. She was a little 5'2", 90-pound, sprightly woman. That's why I'm not wearing the rest of the outfit. And she looked like Doris Day, with this pink platinum hair. She always wore these foo-foo Doris Day kinds of dresses and stiletto heels. So patriotic was my mother that on the day I was born, she stopped off at the polls to vote on the way to the hospital. She was in charge of a convention, medical convention, at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. And it was about 11 o'clock in the evening, and she noticed that the doors to the convention hall were in disarray. They needed painting very badly. So what did my mom do? Well, what would you do at 11 o'clock at night? She said, "Let's go home. We're getting a can of paint out of the garage and we'll come back here and paint these doors." Hey, I'm like 11, 12 years old. And so we went home, got the can of paint, came out, or the can of paint, and came back out to the hotel about midnight. She had forgotten the paint stick. So what do you do? Midnight. Well, she did what anyone like my mother would do, and she said, "I'm going to climb up this tree and get a twig." So here, imagine this, envision this, okay? In her little pink dressy dress and her poofy pink platinum hair and her high-heeled stiletto shoes, she climbs this tree just in time for the patrons of the swanky Coconut Grove nightclub to come out as she's climbing down this tree. That was my mother. One time we were standing at City Hall, and this was back in the 60s, and the issue before Los Angeles on that day was whether Venice Beach should become a nude beach or not. So my mom and I, she took me everywhere with her, my mom and I were standing in this line, waiting to go in, and there was this very obese woman standing in front of us who was just wanting those nude beaches. And my mom, okay, she doesn't mince words. She looked at her and she said, "Ma'am, if I had a body that looked like yours, I wouldn't want to go in the nude." Keep in mind, she was a nurse. There was a man across the street, drunk as could be, and kind of mistook the gutter for the bathroom. So what does my mom do? She walks across the street. She tucks his shirt in and zips him up and points him home. Well, I have to admire my mom. I'm called Utah's Sarah Palin by the media. And after I heard that, I thought, okay, I guess I gotta wait to be Palinized now. And it's happening. And render unto Caesar what is Caesar, and to God's what is God's. Frankly, Caesar thinks he's God today in Washington, D.C. Phyllis Schlafly went around debating all over the country to different colleges. And she was booed and hissed and jeered and laughed at. Well, this one debate was on TV. All you could see was a man approaching the stage. He had something in his hand. He got closer to her, and all of a sudden, you saw him slam a pie